So with the introduction of hidden summoners comes a new archetype known as the Prank-Kids. While I don't think this deck will be tier 1, it's definitely a very solid rogue deck, and in this video I'm going to ask the question, is the Prank-Kid archetype worth it? So starting off with the 3 core monsters of the deck, we have Dropsies, Fansies, and Lampsies. These 3 monsters, if any of them are sent to the graveyard for a link or fusion material of a Prank-Kid monster, you can special 1 Prank-Kid monster from your deck by either sending 1 Prank-Kid card to the graveyard with Fansies, gain 1,000 life points with Dropsies, or burn for 500 with Lampsies. All of these effects are actually really good. Sending one to deck might not seem that great because it only sends plan. However, at the same time, it could also send anything to the grave and then be later recurred with the link monsters, which I'll get into later. And as well, the gaining 1,000 life points or burning for 500 means that you can easily win in time. You can at least set up a 1,500 life point difference, and that way you just auto win the duel in time. What is also notable about these 3 monsters is their typing and levels. For example, Fansies is a Thunder, and you know what that means. Because Fansies is a Thunder monster, you can play a Thunder Dragon engine in the deck. This way you can get out Colossus along with all your other monsters. As well, Dropsies is a level 2 Aqua. This means you can use 2 Dropsies to make Totally Awesome, and we all know how powerful Totally Awesome is. What this deck has that a lot of other decks don't have is the access of extra deck monsters. They have a whole toolbox of cards to use that a lot of other decks just don't have access to, and I think that's really cool. You need to max out at 3 on all of these Prank-Kids, as you need to see a combination of 2 in order to really do anything. Prank-Kid's place is also mandatory at 3. Prank-Kid's place is the field spell of the deck, and it gets you access to any Prank-Kid's monster for the situation. The other effect really is only used to chain block, however the attack increase and decrease is also notable. To go along with that, we'll also play 2 terraforming because, again, we need to see our monsters. If we don't see any monsters, we just lose. Prank-Kid's Prank can put a token on the field by discarding 1 Prank-Kid's card, and as well during the end phase is a Daigusto Emerald for the archetype, being able to shuffle 3 Prank-Kid's cards from the graveyard into the deck and you draw 1 card. You really only need 1 as it's easily accessible through the link monsters and Fansies. However, at the same time, it's not that you don't want to see the card. I personally play 2 because you don't really want to see it all the time. At the same time, you do want to see it like sometimes. No meme intended here. The last 2 spell/traps in the archetype are Prank-Kids, Pandemonium, and Plan. Both of these are vital to the strategy, as these are how you put your link monsters and your fusion boss monsters onto the field. Pandemonium can summon Battle Butler or any fusion monster for that matter, as it's a quick play spell card that is a fusion for the archetype. Battle Butler is also a quick play Raigeki, while Plan can link summon on your opponent's turn. So with this, you can link summon the link for Rip Roarin' Roaster, which is a quick play heavy Storm Duster. Pandemonium also restricts you from summoning other monsters except Prank-Kids after you use the card, however, so I just wanted to note that because that is an important effect. The last cards in the archetype as of right now are 2 utility fusions and the 2 utility links. The only relevant quality of the 2 fusions is the fact that they tribute themselves to special Prank-Kids from the grave. 1 fusion can summon them during your turn, while the other can summon them during your opponent's. The fact that 1 can special during your opponent's is also important, however, considering the fact that you can special summon them on your opponent's turn and then you can link summon with. But what's interesting is the link monsters have a different effect where you contribute them to recur Prank-Kid cards from your graveyard to your hand. That's what I was referring to when I was stating the fact that you can send 1 with Fansies and then recur with the link monsters. However, the best utility card in the archetype is Dodo Doodle Doo. Dodo Doodle Doo is the best utility monster because while it also recurs from the graveyard on summon, it searches a Prank-Kid spell/trap when you link summon it. For the situation, you can get access to whatever you need, and I really think that effect is so powerful. Overall, this deck is pretty good. It's not that it will break the meta, but it can resource cards very well. They don't have enough disruption going first counters to stop the opponent all the time. However, the deck is definitely a solid rogue deck, and in my opinion is pretty good. Some notable cards I want to mention are King of the Swamp and Polymerization, as these can fusion summon monsters without the worry of the restriction of being locked into Prank Kid monsters, and as well I want to note Instant Fusion, as you can summon the fusions from your extra deck to either tribute or link with. In the end, the price is $43.98. Now with this in mind, is the archetype worth it? I think this deck will most certainly decrease in price and won't stay where it's at. However, if you just want to get your hands on it, then I would say go ahead and do it, as it's not even that expensive right now. The fact that the core is not even $50 is really interesting and very awesome for a lot of people. However, the most important thing to note is the fact that you usually want to play the Thunder Dragon engine in this deck, and in order to do that, you need to buy the Thunder Dragons, which are incredibly expensive. If you guys want the best variant, then go ahead and pick up the Thunder Dragon engine. However, for a budget player, I would pick up a pure deck and make sure you have all your stable cards in check before buying such an expensive engine. Because remember, you can just upgrade the deck later. You don't need to buy the engine now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Leave your thoughts on whether you think this archetype is worth it or not down in the description below. Remember, Patreon and Discord links are in the description, along with my Twitter, which you should go follow. And with that, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.